Hey crypto traders and investors, it's Rod with Pie Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Today's Friday, November 18th. Happy Friday. Hope you're well. And in this short video, going to be discussing Bitcoin. Going to go over the chart and some technical patterns that I'm looking at the moment. There is a bear flag, which means that we could see another leg down. We know that FTX has created a contagion, and this whole ordeal is sparking more speculation that we could see other companies follow suit down the same path. And there's even talks of Grayscale potentially in the line of fire. So we're going to discuss all that and more. We do have about a $13,000 price target. I'm going to break down my target and how I got to it and what to expect in the weeks and months ahead. But in my opinion, I think that we could see another leg down before we look for a temporary bottom to be set in this brutal bear market that we've been in. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Jumping into the chart. So I've been calling for a while now that Bitcoin is likely going to see $13,000, and we had a head and shoulders that was forming on the monthly time frame. We had the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We also had an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on the monthly time frame, which usually means a lot more downside. And if we take a look at the measured move of this head and shoulders from the height of the head to the neckline, it actually hits the 13,000 price level, and we have a ton of confluence in that 13,000 area and price level. We also have the 0.618 Fibonacci level lining up there at 13,224. The monthly head and shoulders target of 13,000. We also had the monthly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, and at the moment we are not monthly oversold, but we are coming off weekly oversold. We do have some bullish RSI divergence forming here on the weekly though, with lower highs and lower lows on the price action and higher lows and higher highs on the RSI. But if you take a look at the daily time frame, we have another confluence, more confluence adding to that $13,000 level. And you can see here it's a daily bear flag. So if we just take a look at the daily time frame and you go from the high to the low. So I'll just take this trend line here and show you exactly how I got to it. So you just take the high to the low of this move, this vertical drop. So you go high, low, and then you copy that and you bring out your Fibonacci tool. You go from high to low with the fib tool, and then you can see the 0.32 fib. Anything under that is a potential daily bear flag. So at the moment, until we get over 17,853, this is still a daily bear flag. So in order to confirm the bear flag, we need to lose 15,512, which is the low of the pullback. And if we lose that, we confirm the daily bear flag. And you can see here, you just take this trend line, you move it over to the 0.382 fib, and then there's your target. It's saying that we could see sub $13,000 over the next couple of weeks, in my opinion, as we search for a bottom. But like I said, tons of confluence in that area for 13,000. We have the monthly head and shoulders target. We have the 0.618 fib level as well. We had the monthly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, insinuating that we could see more downside. And now we have the daily bear flag targeting 13,000 as well. So like I said, the writing's on the wall. It looks like we could see another leg down. Also, if we just take a look at the S&P 500, we're starting to see sort of an inverse correlation. So the S&P 500 is actually a daily bull flag, so the opposite of Bitcoin at the moment. So as long as we hold the low here at 390.14 on SPY on the S&P 500, then it's likely a daily bull flag. But in order to confirm, just like Bitcoin needs to lose support there at 15,500, in order to confirm this daily bull flag for SPY, we have to break over 402.31 resistance. So I just wanted to mention that real quickly, that the broader market is showing a little bit of an inverse correlation, the opposite, Bitcoin daily bear flag, and here we have daily bull flag on the S&P 500. So we'll see if this continues into next week. But if we take a look at the weekly time frame, it's not looking too hot. Massive bear volume on last week's candle. And this week, we're set to potentially close below the 10-week moving average once again. We just had a bear cross of the stochastic, and the MACD is very dangerously close to seeing a bear cross as well. So we're seeing way more confluence to the fact that we could see more downside from here. In terms of the weekly time frame, we still got a couple of days left. So we got 1 day, 22 hours left before the end of this weekly candle. So again, we've got some time to get back above that 10-week moving average. But at the moment, as far as we sit right now, it's looking really bad that we could see, like I said, 13,000, maybe even sub 13,000 over the next couple of weeks. And if we find out that Grayscale is somewhat, insolvent, or if they go belly up, that's really going to create even more fear and uncertainty in the market, and that contagion from FTX would just continue to spread. But watching the MACD as another indicator, and if we take a look at the weekly time frame moving averages, we just had a bear cross of the 50 and the 100 weekly. but we have yet to see the 50 cross down through the 200 weekly, which means, again, we could see that bear cross occur and even more downside. And that's on the weekly time frame, so it usually means that the downside could be substantial. And if we take a look at the daily time frame, we are still below the 50-day moving average. The only thing is, looking here, is we could potentially see a golden cross with the 50 below the 200. So if we do see one more leg down to around 13,000 or sub 13,000, I think the bottom could be very close, as we wouldn't be too far away from seeing a golden cross here. You can see we had a bear cross and a death cross. It's referred to as a death cross when the 50-day is above the 200 and comes down through it and crosses through the 200. That is called a death cross. And the price rate when that cross occurred was at about 40,000, and then we dropped all the way down to 15,000 from there. And now we could potentially see the reverse happen with the 50 below the 200 and coming up through the 200. That would be a golden cross. So again, probably not going to happen for a few weeks, in my opinion, but we know that the dollar, the DXY, finally started monthly consolidation. I said that I was watching for this to happen. I did a video, I think it was last week, but I said the most important chart was the DXY. And it was a monthly inside bar, and it broke bearish. So the key level to be watching was 109.53, and once that lost, we started monthly consolidation the first time in almost a year. And this could mean that we could see even more upside in crypto and stocks, so equities, into the end of the year. So like I said, looking for this potential bottom to be set, and then over the next few weeks, if we do see that one more leg down, 13,000, sub 13,000 on Bitcoin, I think we'd be very close to hitting a bottom. And then, like I said, potentially seeing a golden cross and a massive end of year rally in both crypto and the stock market. But let me know in the comments below if you agree with me, disagree with me. Obviously, I'm hoping for the best, expecting the worst. Hoping for the best, but always being prepared for the worst, right? Always being prepared for all scenarios. And personally, I don't own any Bitcoin at the moment, but I am looking to potentially scale in. I still can't really get over the fact that, we still don't know who created Bitcoin. There's so many uncertainties. The Department of Homeland Security said that they know who Satoshi is, and it's apparently 4 people. So I just can't get behind putting a ton of money into something. I made my money with Bitcoin. I got in and I got out, and I have no interest in holding it. Ethereum, I believe, was an unregistered security. I think that it could be next. And even Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, said that, because of the staking aspect, that this could be now deemed a security. And I just don't feel comfortable holding either, or I think the risk is still to the downside at this point. And the multiplier effect just isn't there, right? We can see way more upside potential with these names like XRP, XLM, Algo, HBAR, QNT, the list goes on, but those are just to name a few that, we could see massive, 10 to 100x potential, whereas I just don't think that's going to happen realistically with Ethereum or Bitcoin, maybe never again, right? Because at this point, for Bitcoin to go, to that level, it'd be over $1 million, right? Could that happen? Yes, but I think that it's going to take a very, very long time. But with that being said, like I said, I'm just being very selective. I don't own any Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes to $3,000 or $5,000, I might consider, putting some money back into it, buying at least one Bitcoin and just holding it for the long term. And, it is what it is, right? But if Bitcoin, again, just not knowing who the creator is and having that, over our heads, and they can use that against us anytime, especially when the Department of Homeland Security in the U.S. says they know who the 4 Satoshis are. It was a group of 4 people. I just don't feel comfortable. So, and the fact that Ethereum definitely, in my opinion, was an unregistered security. There's a lot of shady stuff that went on behind the scenes with, Bill Hinman and, the SEC. So I'm just not comfortable holding it. And like I said, it went from, $80 to, almost $5,000 in a couple of years. So I just have no interest holding that one. And I'm going to be focusing on utility coins that have a lot more upside potential. But going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. I'll keep everybody posted on my positions if I do decide to take a position on Bitcoin. But at the moment, I am expecting another leg down and potentially sub 13,000. All right. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rob with Power Group. If you could smash like on your way out, I would appreciate it. Share the video with anybody that might find value, and we'll see you again on the next video.